2022 is nearly over, and it's been a big old year, hasn't it? Lots has happened. But what's been the better metal to have and buy and own, gold or silver? Let's do a deep dive into 2022 for gold and silver, and I think this will make for interesting listening as to which is better. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and welcome to another Precious Metal Ramble where we have down-to-earth discussions about all things gold and silver. With 2022 fast approaching its end, I thought I'd do a little bit of a year in review. It's been a tumultuous one for sure, with lots of ups and downs and lefts and rights for gold and silver. But it's probably been most defined by inflation, inflationary concerns, interest rate rises, and of course the cost of living crisis. There have been other good things that have happened though, with the Platinum Jubilee celebrations, but then of course the sad news of the passing of Her Majesty the Queen in September. So it's certainly been an up and down year for sure. I thought I'd do a little bit of a comparison though for gold and silver throughout 2022 as a stackable metal, see what they've done, and also compare and contrast between pounds and dollars, because for us here in the UK it's been an incredible vehicle to protect against inflation because the pound has gone down a lot. But for you guys in America with the US dollar, it's really not done that well compared with inflation. So a lot to get through, and in the second half of this video we'll be doing a little bit of a Backyard Bullion 2022 review for all of you BYB Ramblers that like to listen to the end of our videos. And if you don't know what a BYB Rambler is, then just listen to the end of the video and you'll find out. If you haven't hit that like button and you're enjoying our content, you know what to do, hit that thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe, there's a button down there that says subscribe. So 2022, where do we start? Well, it's been a little bit of an up and down year for sure. Inflation is the big keyword here that's happened for everybody really around the world. Most economies have experienced it, and of course a lot of that is down to the bigger, wider picture geopolitical situation in Eastern Europe, and that's probably here to stay for a while, to be quite frank, but things probably will start to settle down at some point. Now, when inflation happens, interest rate rises go up. That's something that's time proven to happen. And there was a lot of talk within precious metal worlds about how there could not be any rises in interest rates because the US dollar or the pound was already so much in debt that it just would not be able to cope. The interest payments alone would not be able to cope. Now, I've said before on my channel that I don't think that is a factor for these big economies. When you have a higher inflation rate, it's great for them because it means that the amount that they're borrowing or have borrowed that they need to pay back is worth a lot less than it was. So inflation's actually really good for these big economies, and I have no doubt that secretly some of the big treasury bigwigs have been smiling and grinning their face. But interest rates have risen to combat inflation. Of course, that's had impacts for gold and silver. When interest rates go up, you do find that markets generally out there in the world, will want to put their money in things that actually yield something. Gold and silver don't yield anything along their ownership. They just sit there. They're just metal. They're just, certainly physical. You can have certain exposure to the precious metals markets within stocks and shares that will yield dividends, but it's very rare and hard to come by for a reliable source. So a lot of the time when interest rates go up, you see precious metals somewhat go down. But that's kind of countered by the fact that when interest rates tend to go up, certainly in this kind of situation and world, currencies start to potentially devalue a little bit. And we have definitely seen that here in the United Kingdom. So when you compare gold and silver's performance across 2022, I think we have some really interesting insights to share. So for us in the UK, we've seen inflation rates of approximately 10%, 11%. I think that was the latest figure. It's like 10.7%. And that's, of course, pretty high. Gold, however, has been on a fly this year. It's gone up about 12%. So it's beating inflation. Silver as well has gone up considerably for us here in the United Kingdom. Now, when you compare that with America, for example, gold is sitting up only about 1 percentage point for the year 2022, and silver up 4.8%. I'm looking here. In fact, let me get the exact numbers for silver and gold here in the UK. So silver, as of today of filming, which is just before Christmas, we're looking at 14.66% growth on silver, which is great. It's fantastic, actually. certainly when you compare it with that 4% in America. Gold sitting at 10.3% increase over this year, and for the US, a lot less. So I think that's a real demonstration of how things are for different currencies out there, and I think it's a lesson to be learned for those of you who just simply don't believe that interest rates can go up and currency values will hold relatively steady. The pound and the dollar are not going anywhere long term. They will still be there in the future, and they will not go to zero. So, you know, it's a good hedge against inflation when your currency's not doing very well, like here in the United Kingdom. We've certainly had a few ups and downs for that here. So as a price point comparison, I thought that was interesting, and I hope that you kind of enjoyed that. Now, in terms of the year of 2022 and various different coins and things that have come out that are exciting, there's a lot that's happened, and it's continuing to impress this whole world of gold and silver coins is continuing to evolve, and we've seen some really great things come out from places like the Raw Mint. I probably should have put some of the Platinum Jubilee sovereigns out here, for example, but there's been a whole plethora of really exciting pieces and products that have come out from the Raw Mint over this year to celebrate Her Majesty the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, and others as well that have gone on to do exceptionally well. The collector market for gold and silver is, I think, ridiculously strong right now. It's continuing to impress. There are certain signs of wallet fatigue, I'd say, though, from a lot of collectors. The Raw Mint and other mints around the world are churning out so many different things, and there is this almost dwarfing of well, not dwarfing, that's not the right word. What am I looking for? There is this sort of lackluster appeal for some releases now, because there's just another one around the corner which people will want to get and want to enjoy even more than perhaps the ones that they are. So I can't collect everything from the Raw Mint, even though there's a lot that I quite like. But, you know, things like the Tudor Beasts coming out, I really enjoy those, and I think there'll be a lot of really interesting things coming for the year as well. So I will do in next week's video, so next Wednesday, which will be in the new year, I'm going to do my goals for 2023, what I want to achieve with my gold and silver. I'm not going to cover on that now because, quite honestly, there wouldn't be time, and I'd be sitting here for 25 minutes. And I know a lot of you BYB Ramblers will love that and will want to see me sit here and talk about what I want to do with my gold and silver across the next year. But for right now, I thought I'd do a little look back at the 2022 year for Backyard Bullion, for what we've been doing, working on and achieving here on our channel. And it's been a great year for us, really has. Like, we've brought in a whole bunch of new subscribers to the channel, which has been really exciting. And a lot of that's happened in the last sort of 2 months, really. Started with this bar, of all things. So I did a video, and I kid you not, it was a bit of a throwaway video. So I got to a Friday morning and realised, hang on, I haven't filmed something yet today. What do I film on? And it was a Friday, so I thought, well, I need something I can show that's pretty cool. So I got this bar out, which I hadn't shown on the channel yet, and I was like, oh, how can I make it interesting? I know, I'll talk about cutting it out of its plastic. And that video got like 80,000 views, which is just bonkers. The YouTube algorithm does magic things sometimes without any kind of semblance of knowing how it works. So that's great. And then we've had another video that's gone close to 100,000 views, which is what I would buy if I had no gold and silver, which, again, I thought was an interesting topic, but not necessarily one that would be that interesting. So yeah, that's great. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and certainly welcome if you're new and watching to this point, because you are now officially in the BYB Rambling Society, and I can call you a Cool Kid Club member. That's what happens when you watch our videos to the end, and I really do appreciate it. Although, I say to the end, we're not finished yet. We've still got at least another 3 or 4 minutes of rambling to do. What else have we been up to this year? So I've been creating, of course, lots of really cool pieces and products. One of the really nice things for this year has been the Platinum Jubilee hallmark that goes on our silver. This mark here from the Edinburgh Assay Office, also available from all of the other assay offices as well, is a really nice touch. So nice, in fact, that when I started making these spheres earlier in the year, which, by the way, are some of the coolest things I've ever created or seen out there, I think it's really unique and really cool. It's just great to have it, and I've sold like 6 or 7 of these, I think, across the year, and each time I've made one and put this mark on, I've absolutely loved it, and I've loved it so much that I have this one now for me. This is mine. I don't often keep bits of my poured silver. I've got the cylinder, and I've got one of the big kilo bars that I made. That's pretty much it right now. and this. So I'm super excited to have this now and keep it. And let me tell you, it's so special with this Platinum Jubilee mark. I'll be keeping this for forever. I love it, love it, love it, love it. We've also been very busy with, of course, the Silver Forum. And the Silver Forum is one of the most long-term surviving sponsors. I say surviving, long-term sponsors. Our sponsors tend to stick around for a long time. But you know what I mean. They've been here the whole time that I've been making videos on YouTube. It's a fantastic community, an incredible place. And I'm very honoured and happy to be able to continue to make their products for them and support them through the sales of these, and also all of the forum members collecting them. We've now got a whole date run of these that have come up. In fact, I've got my little box here where I keep all of them in. So I was just saying, all the silver that I keep for myself, I do keep one issue of the Silver Forum products each year as well. So here's my little box of all the Silver Forum bits and bobs that we've made over the year, plus a few little hexagons here. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, the 1 ounces here as well, the 5 ounces, the 3 ounces, and even the 250 gram bars that we made all that time ago. Just a little bit too big and not really that. It's just it's a lot of money for a nearly 8 ounce, over 8 ounce piece of silver. So it wasn't as popular as some of the other ones. So we didn't go on with that one. But nevertheless, it's still a great little box of silver. And of course, we developed a new product this year as well, which was exceptionally popular. The 1 ounce versions of the Silver Forum rounds with the beautiful hammered finish and 1 ounce on the back there. I've made 50 of those. So that's really good. And I'm really, really honoured and grateful to all of the membership on the forum and here on YouTube that support these and buy them, and I really do appreciate it. Then the last little bit of the year has been defined by dice, and I have got them back finally. So I'm filming on the Tuesday before Christmas, so it's the 21st today. I'm going to start working on these, but there is no way that I'm going to be able to get them out to people before Christmas, because of course it's basically time to stop posting things, but we will be working on them in the new year. I will be taking a break, so I'm filming a lot of videos ahead of time here before Christmas, so I will pretty much have videos pre-filmed up till the end of the first week of January. So I'm going to be taking a little bit of a breather from YouTube. I might not comment on everybody's comments as I try to. It can be quite difficult. I will still be policing my YouTube comment section because there are just so many bloody scammers and stupid commenters out there. So I'll be policing that, but beyond that, I will be taking a little bit of a break, but content will continue. The YouTube algorithm needs to be fed, and it will be fed at all costs. I'm very passionate about my YouTube channel and the message that I put out there and everything that we achieve, and I really am excited about where it's going to go for 2023. I think we're at nearly 45,500 subs right now, thanks to this big little bump this year. I think I've got some really interesting things to talk about still. It's difficult when you've been making videos now for nearly 7 or 8 years, as I have been, to find new and refreshing things to talk about. But somehow I still feel like I've got a lot to say. And I think, for example, the video that went to 100,000 views just this last 3 weeks, I think demonstrates that. I think I've still got a lot to contribute and a lot to talk about within the world of gold and silver, and also still learning my craft and still developing my poured silver skills, which is so exciting. I'm really happy with the way these dice have turned out, and really excited for 2023. So I'm going to do a full kind of my goals for 2023, which will focus primarily, of course, on the acquisition of gold and silver for my long-term stack, but also talk a little bit about some of the coins that might be coming out over the year that I want to collect, and also a look ahead to the backyard bullion sort of side of things and what we're going to be making. There's a lot going on in life, and my life and my family's life right now, and it's all good. It's great, but we're busy, and we're very busy. So there's a lot to let you all know, I think, and talk about for the year ahead. So with that, I am now, 14 and a half minutes into a backyard bullion ramble. So if you really are in that BYB Rambling society, let me know if you're in the ultra super cool kids club by watching to this point. It's humbling, really, to hear from you in that comment section when you let me know that you're still there listening. It's great, and a big thank you to you all. So that's it from me for now. In fact, I think that's it from me for the rest of the year. Although I'm going to be filming other videos. Let's have a look at the schedule. No, we've got a Germania Mint video out before the end of the year. So you'll hear from me again before the the year is out, but then we will see you in the new year for the goals for 2023. Thank you, one and all, for watching. We'll see you on the next video. And as always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.